Hello everyone. Going to do a quick video here, basically posing a question for anybody that can answer this. There's been a lot of confusion as to whether or not the motor inside of clippers is a V5000 or a V9000, and I haven't really found any good answers as to which ones are which and how you would be able to figure it out. So I have several clippers here, and two of these I know what the motors are because it was clearly stated on the packaging. So my Reflection Senior has the V9000 and the Balding clipper has the V5000. It is the magic clip that is in question. So that is the one that I'm trying to figure out exactly what motor's in there. I have come across a website where they will give you or sell you a motor upgrade, but they refuse to tell you what motor you have or how to figure it out. And in order for them to do that, they want to have me send that in for a $17 cleaning fee, and then on top of it, I would have to make that purchase of the conversion kit, and the conversion kit was $23. So it's kind of a no-brainer. It would be easier just to buy the conversion kit, and if it's no good, just to pitch it or do whatever. From a cost perspective, it doesn't make sense to spend 40 plus to do that, especially given that you can go out and get a V9000 clipper for 40 bucks. So that's kind of not a very good way to do business, but I understand that they're there to do a service, and that's fine. So I have unscrewed all of the screws on here, and before I did that, I made sure that they were unplugged. So I want to remind you that if you're going to open up a piece of electronics, make sure that it's unplugged. I watched a guy in another video where he was going on and on and on and on and on about safety and how to unplug it and making sure everything was done. And then in the end, he plugged it in and stuck his fingers inside of it. So please do not plug in the device while you're working on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the covers and put them next to each other here. And so just by looking at it, I can't really tell that there's anything that would indicate one thing versus another. I can go through and give you some observations, though. It may be a little bit difficult to see on the camera here. One thing that I noticed is that there's a notch. And so this version has a notch, this version has a notch, and this version doesn't have that same notch. And so the confusing part here is that this one is a V5000, this one is a V9000, and this one is the question mark. So if they're using the same one here, it would kind of mean to me that that really doesn't define the motor at all. So the second observation here is that this pin or this spring is green, this spring is blue, and let me see if I can get some of the glare off of there. Don't know if you can see that very well. And this one is also blue. So this one, like I said, this is a V5000. And this is a V9000, and there's definitely a difference with that. But does the spring color really mean anything? It may just be the color of the manufacturing. I don't really know that defines anything. So the other observation that I have is the coiling. And so the coil here and the coil here are of the same color. The center one has more of a red tint to it. And so there is a big distinction between the three of these as far as the color of the coil. This is very bright copper, and this has a red tint to it. I'm sure that it's copper, but as far as what grade or what level of copper that is, I couldn't tell you. So that is another observation. And just as I'm looking at this, these two have a lot more bulk to it. So if you look on the side from this angle, there is a lot more coils in here than there is in here. So you can see there's quite a bit more coils in the one that I know is a V9000, which is this one here. So as I look at this, I also notice that this one has a lot more coils too, and you could see it almost, well, a little fuzzy, but you can see that it almost fills up this entire area right here. There's almost no gap between here. I mean, you can run it right off of the top of there. Where this one, you can see I'm running it right into that area here. If you know anything about electronics, you know the more wiring, the more you're going to get out of it. So I'm kind of leaning towards saying, if I were, to bet, I would probably say, 65% that this is probably how you can tell, and 65% likelihood that this one is a V9000 because of the similarity with this. Of course, the gotcha here is it has the same color spring, and these are also different too, which, I guess if you understood the mechanics behind it, it would make more sense. The last thing that I'm really noticing as far as these three are the on-off switch. And so the on-off switch here has a plastic insert that's very noticeable, very pronounced. And the other two, they really don't have much to it. It almost looks like the same. It almost looks like this has the same connectivity, but this protects the wiring somehow, or guides the wiring. I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't tell you, but that's what it appears to me. As to what they're doing with that. And like I said, somebody can, explain what's going on, that would be awesome. So I'm going to switch the order of these, because I really think that these two are the same, and this one is the oddball. Even though, as we've discussed, there are some differences with them. Let's see if I can bring this up. So you can see that coil really does make a difference, and I think that really is the difference with it. I think that it's just the coil. And these two are almost the same. Now, when I purchased the Magic Clip, it was advertised as having a V9000, but nowhere on the box did it discuss that. I mean, absolutely no place at all did they discuss it. If I compare the other two, which I know these two for sure. This one here is the V5000, and this one here is the V9000. And if you look again, if you take a really close look, this one has a red color to it, and this one has a copper color to it. There's a difference between spring color. There's also, on the other model, this is different, but here it's the same. But the number of windings that are in this is, I am stopping on here. But on this one, you really just almost come off of here. The other one has a little bit more to it, but this one, you can see it's coming right off of there. This is much more coils than this one. So like I said, if I was a betting man, I would say 65%, my guess would be that what makes up the difference are these coils. And that's probably what's doing it. So if anybody has any ideas as to how to figure this out, I would be grateful for them to explain it. I have had a question about whether or not there was any contact with Wahl specifically. I tried their website, and they don't have a web or a email address. They have one of those send it and nobody ever replies kind of thing. You fill in the form and then you hit enter. And when I did that, I tried it 10 times. It never took it. It just kept giving me errors. So I think that that's one of those things where, they don't know that it's broken. Nobody can contact them. So, they're not going to know or to fix it. They do have a phone number on there to call. But unfortunately, I'm not in a position to make that call during the day when they're available. So that does become kind of a problem. But if somebody wants to take on that task, I would really greatly appreciate that. You can go to their website, which is www.wahlpro.com. That's WAHL and you can contact them through the phone numbers that are allowed or that's provided on there. The one is that I've pulled off of their website is 1-800-769245. Again, that's 1-800-769245. If anybody finds out the answers, please let us know, and I can definitely post that for you. So, all right, have a great day. Take care.